June 2022 Morris County NAACP General Branch meeting, where there is a special presentation today about housing from representatives from Morris Habitat for Humanity. So we will be getting started in just a few minutes. Next voice you'll hear will be President Vanessa Brown.
Good evening. Welcome to the Morris County NAACP branch. And we have a special presentation for you tonight, Building on Faith, Habitat for Humanity. We have two special guests, Loretta Rivers and Mark Ottenwelder. He will pronounce his name again for you. They will introduce themselves. And I'll give you a little background on that. But tonight is our general membership meeting, and we want to share some things with you. The NAACP is a civil rights organization, and the movement needs you. Join this multi-generational network of activists fighting for social justice, dismantling structural racism, and advancing racial equity. And we decided to present Habitat for Humanity because right now, as you know, the whole country is in chaos with regards to housing, and especially affordable housing. And if you could recall, Blair Wilson was one of the recipients for an award this past February at our Freedom Fund Gala online for housing. They are outstanding, and many people perhaps didn't get a chance to see it. The whole production is on YouTube, and I'll make sure I get that. We'll ask Marcus to give us that address to see us. It's Morris County Branch NAACP on YouTube, and you could see the whole organizational event, Freedom Fund, replayed on that. So what I'd like to do is to start with our Vice President, Atwana Anderson, with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Is everybody ready? Put your hand over your heart.
Okay.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Atwana. And now I'm just going to lift a small prayer. If you all know, the NAACP was pretty much formed with the assistance of missionaries and pastors. It's our foundation. So just give me a minute. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for this presentation that's being brought before us. We know that housing is very important, and we would like to share the information. We ask that you take control and let the words that come out of our mouth be meaningful and helpful to everyone watching, and to share the information. We thank you in advance for what you're about to do. Through Jesus Christ, I pray. Amen. Some housekeeping things. Just want you all to know that we would love for you to become members of the NAACP. Regular adult ages 21 and older, annual fee is $30 for membership. Youth ages 20 and under is $10. There's women in the NAACP membership only available to active members for $10. If you would like to be a corporate sponsor, that is $5,000. Lifetime junior members ages 13 and under is $100. Bronze life ages 14 to 20 is $400. And it's payable in annual installments, so you don't have to pay it all at once. Like, for example, the bronze life ages 14 through 20 is $50 annually. Silver life payable in annual installments of $75 because that is a $750 lifetime membership. Gold life, only available to silver or regular membership, is $1,500. Diamond life, only available to gold or golden heritage life membership, payable in installments of $250 or more, is $2,500. Please join or renew your online membership at naacp.org. As many of you may know, we are having our National convention for the NAACP this year in Atlantic City, New Jersey. And it will be held from July 14th to July 21st. It's a wonderful activity. You'll learn a lot, see the various committees and the board members. There'll be vendors there. Registration for that is $150 if you do nothing else. You'll get to sit in on the big meeting, the plenary meeting, where we're sitting there making resolutions, and many times it becomes law. You'll get to meet many dignitaries, and I believe the Vice President of the United States is going to be present, and some other special guests. One other housekeeping thing that I want you to know is that we have delegates from our branch who will be representing us. As I said, we sit there and we meet and we come up with resolutions to make them law, to make it our communities better. And our delegates this year are Vice President Atawana Anderson, our Treasurer Francine Medley, Public Relations Chair at Athena Johnson, Professor Forrest Pritchard, and Reverend Barbara Pritchard, and myself. The 6 of us, we are allowed 6 delegates because of the membership numbers that we have. That's how they're selected. And we will be representing our branches, starting most of us on Sunday. I'm going to give you the informational background for our 2 special guest speakers. Loretta Rivers is the Director of Homeowner Relations at Morris Habitat for Humanity, where she promotes new housing opportunities to low and moderate income families looking to buy a home in Morris, Middlesex, parts of Union, and Somerset counties of New Jersey. Prior to coming to Morris Habitat, Loretta was Greater Plainfield and Middlesex County Habitat before the merger with Morris Habitat for the past 8 years. Loretta has worked in nonprofit, government, and private sector for over 20 years, including the YMCA of Union County, HUD Property Preservation Contractor, licensed mortgage originator, and title producer closer in several states. Loretta is also certified in housing industry from Neighbor Works of America, in home buyer education workshops, home ownership counselor, post-purchase education counselor, foreclosure intervention and default counseling, and financial capability counseling certifications. She received her bachelor's degree from Morris Brown College in Business Administration and Kane University in Nonprofit Administration. Loretta is a member of the NAACP New Brunswick chapter, member of the Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, and volunteers for her local organization in her community. Our other special guest, Mark Odenwelder, is the Director of Program Development of Morris Habitat for Humanity, where he directs the home repair and aging in place programs. Prior to coming to Morris Habitat, Mark served as the Executive Director of El Centro de Estudios, he can pronounce all this, Interamericanos in Quito, Ecuador, a large nonprofit educational institution for more than 10 years. He received his master's degree in nonprofit administration from the University of Notre Dame and his bachelor's degree in international studies and Spanish from the University of Richmond. Let's welcome our guests. Okay, now we would like to hear more about Habitat. People have heard the word Habitat, but they don't know exactly the extent of what you do. And you provide housing to many people. We want to know, how do you do that? How do you select people? What's the income ranges for this? Are the interest rates high? Do you have to be a family? Can it be 1 or 2 people purchasing? What's the price ranges of these things? And then I see that Mark does aging in place. So what are the criteria that you have to meet to take advantage of getting repairs done at your home? So I believe these questions and many more will be answered. And when both presentations are done, we can have a Q&A to answer those questions. And so please get started. I'm not sure who's going to go first, but we would like to hear from you. Welcome.
Thank you, Vanessa. Thank you. Thank you. Good evening. Good evening. Again, my name is Loretta Rivers, and I am the Director of Homeowner Relations for Morris Habitat for Humanity. And I just want to thank you for the Morris County Chamber chapter of the NAACP for inviting me, Mark, to talk about housing. As you know, housing is a very high priority in the state of New Jersey, and as well as in the nation overall. And tonight we will be covering everything that you explained or wanted to know about, Vanessa, about Habitat for Humanity's vision and mission, the services that Morris Habitat provides in our community, and how partnering organizations such as yourself, the NAACP, individuals can help with the housing burden so many people face here in the state of New Jersey. Before I give Mark his greetings, I do believe we have our CEO of Morris Habitat here with us today, Blair Schleicher Wilson, and we would like her to say a couple of words too as well before we start our presentation.
There we go. Hi, thank you. It gives us a great pleasure to be here, and I know you're waiting to hear from this great presentation that both Loretta and Mark are going to give your chapter. I'm here to learn myself. There's so much going on. It's exciting. It's interesting. And we need more partners. So we're here to establish that partnership with the NAACP, and I want to give a big shout out to my new friend, Vanessa. Anyway, so take it away, Loretta. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Mark, would you care to say a few words before I start the presentation?
Sure. Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for having us here. I'm looking forward to sharing with all of you a little bit specifically about what we're doing with our home repair and aging in place programs. So I'll speak to you shortly. Thank you so much.
So thank you, Mark. So again, I'm building on faith. Vanessa did say that the NAACP was built on faith leaders. And as you know, if you don't know, Habitat was built on faith leaders. Habitat is a nonprofit Christian housing ministry that was organized in 1976 to build houses to witness the gospel of Jesus Christ. It became familiar, it is familiar throughout the nation and internationally, Habitat's brand. Some people I come across a lot of people in where I'm stationed in Plainfield, and they never knew about Habitat for Humanity. So I'm really close to those who do not know about Habitat for Humanity in several miles of my office, but a lot of people do know the name brand. And the most familiar face of Habitat is U.S. President Jimmy Carter, who has helped a lot with the Habitat mission, but he is not the founder of Habitat. God is our driving mission through faith and works, and without the support of the faith community, Habitat for Humanity could not survive. For those who don't know, the founder of Habitat for Humanity, Mr. Miller did go across. Millard Fuller called this concept the theological of the hammer. And he explained it as we may disagree on all sorts of things, but we can agree on the ideal of building homes with God's people in need and doing such a biblical economic no profit, no interest. So this is our main focus. We build strength, stability, and self-reliance through shelter. And this is what we do and who we are. Nonprofit is not for the weak, and our mission is strong. Those who work with me believe in our mission, and I'm pretty sure our partner organizations believe in our mission too as well when they come to volunteer, monetary gifts, in-kind donations. They believe in what Habitat does. Habitat was founded by Millard Fuller, a self-made millionaire by his early 30s. Millard had all the material signs of success, and yet he still wasn't happy. His marriage was in trouble, and him and his wife went into counseling. This is the story. They discovered the material wealth that they had achieved had overwhelmed them and their spiritual health. This devastated themselves and their wealth, and went to study with Clarence Jordan at, I'm going to get this name right, Koinonia Farms in rural Georgia. I hope I got that right, Blair. Koinonia Farms was an interracial community working together to provide housing and jobs while seeking to keep faithful to God's words. This is in the 1940s and 50s in rural southern Georgia. And if you know anything about the South, in the 1940s and 50s, this was quite radical. And I only could attest to that because my mom and dad is from South Carolina, so they have told me stories about the South, and I'm pretty sure that if this was an interracial community, it was quite radical with this idea. So the Koinonia Farms came directly from the Bible and served as a framework in which Habitat was established. It is still in existence today, and they still have profits from the farm, which goes back to Habitat. Because only in helping those help the less fortunate can we sit at the right hand of righteousness. Habitat works because individuals do just that. We work. When volunteers work side by side with homeowners, families, congregations, volunteers, corporate organizations, they can open their doors into a wider community. I have seen it happen on the site where people have just gave. And as speaking to the homeowners in progress, which we call HIPs, they see how fortunate, and they hear the stories of our homeowners in progress, and they just want to pour back into their lives. Habitat for Humanity is a servant of the church that provides people an opportunity to put their faith into action. Morris Habitat was founded in 1985 with the goal of making decent housing and a better conscious decision in Morris County. Now, Reverend Clarence Jordan and Koinonia Farms, Habitat has the root to be traced back to this small farm in southwestern Georgia. So just outside of Maracus, if anyone knows about Georgia, where in 1942, Clarence Jordan co-founded this experimental Christian community, Koinonia, after the ancient Greek worship for fellowship. This ministry began working on a farm in 1942 and it still remains committed to working to advance racial equality. Clarence Jordan believed that the organization, Christianity, has became too ritualized and wanted to create a social group model on the practice of original apostles. He encouraged the residents of Koinonia to work together, eat together, study the Bible together, and share all their worldly goods with one another. And to this day, when we do our volunteer groups or just volunteer every day with our individual volunteers, They come together in the morning, they work together, they talk together, they eat together. So this is the same concept throughout the years that we still continue today here at Memorial Habitat. Conversation with different nationalities. Everyone comes together. There's no qualms. They're out there doing the work, building one brick at a time to build a home. Unfortunately, in 1969, while working on a sermon, he died suddenly. So our works are, not in vain. The housing industry is definitely in need of housing. We had, at a point in time and during the recession, we had stopped building homes. And as one of the wealthiest countries in the US, our poverty about housing is well hidden. According to United Way 2018, the Alice study, 29% of Morris County households, which is about 52,500 families, struggle to afford the basic needs. So you can only imagine if someone, a single family, a single person, or two people in a household who's working maybe part-time jobs, or two persons working two full-time jobs, it is still not enough to meet the basic needs of living and the cost of living in New Jersey. And of course, the heaviest burden is housing. As you know, the housing market for rentals have just gone up drastically in the state of New Jersey, where the rent went up to like 30 to 50%, and people cannot afford to even stay in their home. The eviction rates are sky high, and the moratorium has ended and lifted for renters. So you can imagine people are looking to have their own place to live and not be scared to say when their lease is up, what will their rent be? 1 out of 5 families spend half or more of their income on rent or mortgages. Affordable homeownership is the key. Homeownership provides, the quality of life for a family and improves their wealth and health of living. Again, our homeowners in progress probably make 30 to 80% of the area median income of Morris County, where we select the following through the New Jersey Affordable Housing Guidelines. So in 1985 to now, we built and rehabbed 172 homes in 21 municipalities and 5 counties. My 5-year project pipeline is 120 new homes in 12 municipalities. So we do have the pipeline, but we just have to get the work done. Of course, without the help of monetary in-kind donations, we cannot do the work without by ourselves. So right now, we have our current home construction project. If you have not seen it, is at 42 Bennett Avenue in Randolph. This is our first phase of 25 unit complex, which is in 4 buildings. This is the first phase, and we have 13 units, which are going to be condos downstairs and upstairs. They all on one level, but the first phase, we have already selected 13 new homeowners in progress. They should be moving into their home, hopefully November and December. And these are the first 2 buildings. And we will be selecting or soliciting out applicants for the next phase shortly in several months. Also, we have which is at 308 Norwood Avenue, which is in Old Bridge, Middlesex County. This is a single family unit, and the family should be closing in August. This is the 3-bedroom, 2 full baths, and a basement. So this family will have the opportunity to have a basement, backyard, and also live near the water. And we do have our 146 Morris Avenue Summit Project, which is 12-unit condominium complex, 2 buildings, 6 units in each building, 2 and 3 bedroom units that we are still taking applications for. So of course, Morris Habitat for Humanity is an equal housing opportunity. We do not discriminate on race, color, religion, sex, disability, national origin, familial status, or any other characteristic protected by law. We do have some construction projects that we are having as a veteran's preference. So if you know of any veterans, please, and they're looking for housing, we ask them to apply. Some construction projects that we have, you could apply as a single applicant, 1 person, 2 applicants, 3 applicants, 4, all the way up to 6, depending on the bedroom size. So what makes Habitat for Humanity unique is we do the income based in ratio of your household. So we have to determine how many bedrooms that your family could, use in your household size when you do an application, and your income, whether you can afford, whether you reach the range of affordability for our houses. Now, of course, some people think Habitat homes are free. They are not free. Each family has a mortgage. They go through home ownership training, 8 hours. They do other home buyer workshops, finance, budgeting. If they're living in the condominium association, they have classes on condominium association, what that entails, e-board. They work out in their on their site at least from 300 to 400 hours of sweat equity. So there's a number and a variety of things that they have to do to become a Habitat homeowner. Again, Habitat builds homes not for profit. So it is an affordable mortgage. So of course, when we take the application, which makes Habitat unique, we are the construction company and the bank. So we look at all their information, just like a bank would. We take the application, we pull the credit score. Your credit score has to be the minimum of 600 to, be reviewed, or first steps to qualify as entering into the application process. We make sure that your family size is adequate for the homes that we build. Sometimes we have 2 bedrooms, sometimes we have 3 bedrooms, and or 4, depending on what property it is. But we have to make sure that you're not coming from a crowded situation and we're putting you in another crowded situation. That's why we want we do based on the numbers of your household size. Children 5 years in age to within 5 years. Same sex can share a room, but they were without the 5-year limit. So if someone's 13 and the other, you have a daughter who's 13 and then a daughter who's 5, they will have to have 2 different rooms. And then you have a mother and father, that's a room there together. So they would need 3 bedrooms. But if we only have 2 bedrooms, they will not qualify, if that makes sense. Okay. Also, the monthly payments. Before we even go to the mortgage, we make sure we do the calculations to make sure that your income can handle the mortgage with your credit score. You might have some debt, credit cards on your credit report. We want to see that your income to debt ratio can compensate for the monthly payments. So what makes the low monthly payments? It makes it low because we get in-kind donations, grant sponsorships. We get grants from local, state, federal funds to freight the costs. We have Lowe's, Home Depots who help do in-kind donations, individual donors, corporate donors, foundations who give every year to support the cause of Habitat for Humanity. One thing that what makes it affordable, we keep our homes are deed restricted, and deed restricted meaning that these homes stay affordable for 30 plus years. Deed restricted meaning that you cannot, if you do have a Habitat home, that you will not be able to sell it on the open market. For example, if we had sold the house, and I'm just going to do round numbers, for $100,000, which is a steal, then you will not be able to sell it or flip it, as people say in the industry, 2 years from now in a Morris County for maybe $400,000. So you would have to sell it to a low or moderate family such as yourself in that income bracket. Your home does build modest equity from your payments that you make every month. Plus, there is a calculator that helps you determine, the equity and the market rate of your home, every year. It doesn't build up like, open market rates, but it does build up some equity every year. But this is what the deed restriction do. It keeps the homes affordable in the county. So if it wasn't a deed restricted home, we will not have homes to help low to moderate families live. So this keeps the pool in our county, the housing in our county for low to moderate income if they're looking for to live in a place such as Morris County. Again, sweat equity. Sweat equity is in lieu of our down payment. I have mentioned some of the sweat equity, like working on the site. Some of our homeowners in progress work in the restore. They do their home buyer workshops. They can go to Lowe's, do clinics. These are certain things that they can do to help with their sweat equity, which frays the cost of a large down payment, which most do not have, which could lead up to $20,000 to up to $50,000 in most cases in the open market if you're trying to buy a home. Mark?
Thank you, Loretta. So I'd like to speak a little bit now about our home repair program. This is a program that's becoming a more and more important part of our work every day, especially here in the state of New Jersey. It's been a state that's been around for a while. We have many older houses here, and so we're trying to not only build new homes for people, but also keep our older homes in good condition for people to stay in their homes. So we can advance to the next slide. Within our home repair program, we'll do many critical repairs for people. In addition, we'll do aging in place. We would like people who are in their homes, staying in their homes for forever, really, as long as they possibly can. And as we age, we know that it gets harder and harder sometimes to stay in our homes. So we're able to adapt your home so that you might be able to stay in there for your later years. Different changes we might make include grab bars or installing small ramps or a chairlift so that somebody can get up to a higher floor. We can change doorknobs to door levers so that you can have the leverage to be able to open your door. Our general idea with our home repair program is that we want people to stay warm, safe, and dry at all times. Actually, if we could go back just one slide, please, Loretta. Thank you. Like our new home ownership program, eligibility is based on your age, income, and your home ownership. We're trying to help people who own their homes stay in their homes. We're not trying to help investors make their homes better so that they can raise the rent on people, for example. We really are looking to make people's quality of life significantly better by helping them stay and fix their own home. So as you can see, we do roof repairs. That's been a major job for our home repair department in recent years. As you all know, that's one of the biggest expenses you can incur as a homeowner. And so as much as everybody tries to keep up with what they have, something like a roof, you'll continue to put off just until, okay, we can make it until next year. And then you realize that you've got small leaks coming into your home, and small leaks become bigger leaks, and it creates other problems. And so, as I said, we want you to stay warm, safe, and dry. We want to make sure that your stairs are in good condition. We don't want people at risk of falling at any given time. We'll also make sure that basic plumbing is in good condition. We don't want people developing mold in their homes. We want everybody to stay healthy in their homes. And certainly we want you to be able to maintain your budget. Running water because of a leak is not good for helping yourself stay financially solvent. So how do we keep this inexpensive for a homeowner? Well, like in our new construction program, we partner with suppliers and manufacturers and contractors to create savings to share with homeowners. We receive roofing supplies from GAF in Parsippany, for example, or we receive donations of lumber or many, many other things. It really, it depends on each project, but we also work with subcontractors who are very happy to help our program, and they're very excited to help our homeowners. So I think that we're able to use our work and the people that we work with to ensure that costs stay low. I touched on aging in place before, but you can see some of these different types of projects that go into our aging in place program. In the top middle, you can see one of our workers who helped with the masonry of a lady's front step. She didn't have to worry about falling at any different point. We've also created ramps along the way. I'll talk a bit more about our ramp program in just a moment, but again, ramps providing access for people to get out to doctor's appointments and just to be able to get outside. One of my favorite things that we can do too is put grab bars into showers, like in the middle bottom picture. Really, we want people to feel safe and not deal with the fear of falling. So if we can help you or family members be able to have the confidence to stay in your home, we're very happy to do so. We have a partnership now in which we're a distributor with National Ramp, which is a ramp company that also provides aluminum ramps for people. And so particularly with our aging population, we occasionally have people who are getting out of rehabilitation programs. And in order to get home, they do need a ramp to get into their home. And so we created this partnership with National Ramp to be able to hopefully be agile and help to lessen your worries, I guess, as you try to get out of your rehabilitation program. Nobody plans on having a ramp until they need one. And so our ability now to get out and install one fairly quickly is very important. Our partnership allows us to offer those ramps at very affordable rates and often covered by grants that we've also managed to receive from the government and private foundations. We are working to help more than 100 families each year. Over the years, we've helped more than 300 families over the last few years. And we continue to expand our capacity to be able to help more and more families. As many homes as we're building, there are many people in their homes who need this assistance, and New Jersey is not an inexpensive state. It's very, very expensive to work here. So even people who have what would be a very strong income in some other states, in New Jersey, we're barely able to just get by. So many people qualify for both our home repair and aging in place programs.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you for that information with home repair, aging in place, ramps. So we do a lot for the community, for not just for new home ownership, but we do a lot for those who are in home ownership and would like to stay in their home. I did touch on earlier, how can you help? How can organizations, individuals, help with us? We need volunteers. We need volunteers every day to help with us to build homes. If you know of any organization or individuals who would like to help and help build in the areas that we serve, we're looking for more volunteers. They could be from beginner, intermediate, advanced. You just need, Blair, you just need a smile and a hammer, and you can come out there with us and help us build. Again, the homeowner relations. We're looking for families. We're looking for individuals who are needing housing. You could be an individual. You could be a family. You could be one person. You could be a single person with a child, or 2 children, or 3 children. Your family makeup does not matter to us, as long as you fit the criteria of what the construction project is at the time that we're doing. I know dealing with homeowner relations, we have an array of families going through many, different difficult times, and we have 2 of our newest homeowners up in Roxbury. They were single women, and they had children, and they, life just happens, and they think that you're going to go one way, but it went another way. Unfortunately, very much so in distress. But you can, and I know that everyone knows this because people live their lives and they understand during COVID and just in life in general, things do happen. But as they work, cut costs, trying to make a living for their families, they came to Habitat. They came to Habitat looking for an opportunity, and they fit the opportunity. So one of the quotes that one of the women said is, this program is wonderful for people who want to work hard and who have a dream. And those dreams do come true. And this is one of our homeowners, Farina, said about Morris Habitat. And she said, Morris Habitat has kept my family together and given me peace of mind. So definitely everybody wants a piece of the dream, which is home ownership. And of course, a peace of mind is golden now during the times of COVID. This is one of our newer homeowners and her 2 twins, and they're working in the restore. She just, on her property last year in Plainfield, New Jersey, and it's 3 bedrooms, 2 full baths. So she never had a backyard, never had a porch. When she came to her home, she was like, oh my God, this is a dream come true, that I can stand on my back porch or have a porch outside and just sit and have a community. Like, she just couldn't believe that, she would be a homeowner one day. She called me and she said for several years, she used to go on the housing website every day to see if there was an opportunity that fits her, her financial needs. And I didn't even have everything up yet, and she came calling me. So these families are ready to be homeowners. They know what it takes. They save. They get their credit score together, so they know what it takes to, they have drive to be a homeowner, and they look for us for opportunity. Of course, deconstruction, you know, homeowners would like to, you know, do some upkeep on their homes. They want, you know, rehab the kitchens, you know, so we do deconstruction to take out the cabinetry, and we sell it at our restore. So those are things that, you know, if you know of someone or yourself or any organization that may be getting rid of cabinetry, bring them to our restore in Randolph. Events and fundraisers. We have our 2 signature events, Hearts and Hammers Gala, held each year in February, and our Hammer for Heroes held in the spring. And these are opportunities that you can help with our events and our fundraising to help us build more homes in the communities that we serve. Also, we raise awareness and advocacy. You see Blair here with one of our senators, and we talk about housing policy locally, state, and nationwide. I don't know if Blair's still on the call, but Blair, would you like to talk a little bit more about the advocacy piece?
Thanks, Loretta. You know, you heard from Loretta, Habitat started as an interracial housing group. And that's really important to know, because we're not just somebody saying, hey, you know, we're now looking at racial justice as a brand new theme or program. And that's good. It's good that people have that in their head, that they want to promote it. We have always been in this space. And so our advocacy is through Habitat International. We get a lot of leadership there in terms of our national advocacy policy, and then statewide we can apply some of this. But nationally, we're focusing on the racial wealth gap. We are focusing on the Black homeownership, increasing affordable Black homeownership. And we are also committed to ensuring that that the federal government's housing policies are fair and just. And so we are actively there to, you know, in Washington, and then of course in Trenton and in Morristown, to make sure that our housing policy, that we can right some of these past wrongs, and that we can speak for those who may not have voices. So advocacy is, in my mind, Loretta and Mark don't know this yet, but it's right up there with building homeownership, building, repairing, and as just like we are repairing aging in place, it's just as important in order for us to see that there's a world where everyone has a safe and affordable place to live. So one last thing, I'm going to just put a big plug in. We are fighting in Morris County for a homeless trust fund. You might say, well, why is that Morris Habitat? Well, it's Morris Habitat because we all care. You care, I care about the quality of life here in Morris County. Many counties have homeless trust funds. These are funds that are used to help offset homelessness, homeless activities. And it's money that is raised through the filing fees through when you're basically when you buy a house. So $5 for your document, $3 will go to this housing trust fund, and $2 goes for what's called Code Blue. There's a lot around it. And so we hope that one of our calls to action is that you all will help us and support this homeless trust fund, where we will be actively going to the Morris County commissioners and getting them to push this through. It's really important that we stem the tide of homelessness here in Morris County. So thank you.
Thank you, Blair. for sharing our path forward with Morris Habitat. How can you help our organization and support our organization, Morris Habitat? Again, volunteers. We need volunteers on our sites. We have several sites that we look to build our homes and to get our homeowners in progress to have to affordability and build and do a mortgage and get them into their house so they can be happy, stable, safe environment and to live a healthy lifestyle. Again, we could provide space for us, prepare, serve meals. You can mentor or support one of our homeowners in progress. We're always looking for mentors to, help them keep the course during their homeownership journey. Train supervisors. We're always looking for, construction people in our area. Refer applicants. We're looking for, if you know of anyone who's looking for housing and affordable housing. And I know, Vanessa, you asked what is the average homes that we build, and right now they're between for our condos in Summit 100,000, 125, 150. Those are 2 and 3 bedroom condominium units that are in Summit. Also, our single family homes, they're ranging from 125, 140, 160, depending on the number of bedrooms. So again, the average home in New Jersey on the open market rate is over $300,000. So you can imagine the affordability is great. Again, financial contributions you can provide. Home sponsorships. We're always looking for donors, corporate sponsors to do housing sponsorships. Blair talked about the advocacy. Advocacy is so important on so many levels, the local level, the state level, to share your testimony that, housing is needed. We also build globally. Of course, again, we are a Christian organization and we do tithe. And we do tithe 10%, and 10% of our funds go to international countries where we help those in need too as well, to build housing opportunities. Or join our board and our leadership council. We're always looking for great leaders to help us to fill the gap. Every idea is a good idea if we don't know the idea. So I think also, Mark, you had something for trained supervisors for the Aging in Place program too as well?
That's correct. Yes, we'll be looking to add another person to our team as we grow our program. There is a lot of need for our work, so we'll be looking to hire somebody to help us build or repair people's homes. So please keep an eye out for that too. I'd love to send out this to the organization as well.
So this is one of our current families last year. They moved into their home in November of 2021, the Davis family. And just I'm just going to tell you their story. I know we're running, pressed for time, but this was a family from Newark, New Jersey. The Davis family, they lived in a 2-bedroom apartment for over 18 years with 6 children. So you can imagine, they had 1 bedroom and their 6 children were in another bedroom, 4 boys and 2 girls. And the ages ranged drastically from the ages of 17 all the way down to 5. So this family has a house in Jefferson, which is a 4-bedroom, which was truly needed, 2 full bathrooms and a basement. And I can tell you, when I still speak to them now, they're overjoyed about their living conditions in their space. They get to play outside. They live in the Lake Shawnee community. They can go down to the park. They can go down to the lake. Their lives has changed dramatically for the better. And just by the expression on their face during which we call the home dedication, was very joyous. So I still am in awe with the Davis family because they really did the work that they supposed to do to achieve this home. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for coming and participating in our housing webinar for Morris Habitat for Humanity. As you can see, we have several projects that can benefit from new home ownership to aging in place. There's something for everyone. Even though all these programs are financially, they have to have certain criteria financially, you can still apply. You can get the information from us, and you can go on our website, because we want everyone to have a decent place to live. Blair, would you like to say any closing remarks?
You've done an excellent job, Loretta and Mark, so thank you very much. And I'm going to be sending out stuff when we get to that commissioners meeting regarding the Homeless Trust Fund, just giving information. Would love to see you all at the commissioners meeting to fight for what's right here for Morris County. Out of the 21 counties, I think 13 already have a trust fund, homeless trust fund. So I want to say thank you very much. I really, really appreciate it. We seriously need board members and leadership council members. So we're going to be in a new term starting in January. So if anyone is interested, send me your CV or resume. Because we're actively looking, and of course you get to work with Loretta and me, Mark. So thank you very much, and I will hope you have a wonderful rest of the week.
In the chat, you'll see I posted the Morris County YouTube page, as well as the Morris County NAACP Facebook page. We encourage everyone to like their page and to also go to the YouTube page, because then you'll see where the most recent Freedom Fund, as was mentioned by President Brown, featured Blair Slager Wilson as one of the award recipients. And you can see that video posted right now on the Morris County NAACP YouTube page. So you can also just go to Google and type in Morris County NAACP YouTube, and then you can pull up all the branch videos.
Yes, thank you, Marcus. And thank everybody who participated in this Zoom call. I learned a lot. I'm really interested in housing and building on faith. Something that when I have some time, maybe I can come over and volunteer, whatever you would like for me to do. Thank you again. And I'm sure that people are going to get your messages and get a chance to go on. Thanks a lot.
Thank you for having us.
I want to thank you for this presentation. I am just sitting here thinking that so many more people need to hear this. So I'm happy that we recorded it, and we may need you to sign some type of release, because I think we not only need to share this on, some of the platforms, we should share it on all of our platforms, because, and I'm also thinking about contacting the churches, that you can do a presentation there. It speaks to what's really at the heart of the matter of things. I mean, having housing is so important. It does something to your children in school, to have your home, and it's just a wonderful organization. And I'm glad that you did this presentation tonight. And I'm sorry that it's not more people hearing this, but we will certainly spread it and hope that you'll come back again. And like I said, I'm going to talk to a few churches and see where we can share this information. And the other thing is, can you just give us an example about approximately what the mortgage payments would be on some of these properties that you shared with us?
So currently we have a mortgage. Now with the mortgage of a $220,000 home, because of the deed restriction, and it's being an affordable home that we have to record in the county, the taxes are much lower than market rate home taxes. So this brings down the mortgage payment drastically. So of course, in a home in Jefferson on a lake community, the family is paying only $1,200 a month.
Wow. And that includes their taxes?
That includes their taxes, the mortgage, taxes, and insurance.
And that's on a $220,000 home?
Yes, it is.
Wow. So if I got this correct, you don't charge an interest rate on the loans. Is that correct?
So no, this is an affordable mortgage. So there will be interest.
Okay.
But we help with the layering, with partnering organizations dealing with closing costs and down payment assistance where they're in the counties that we serve, or other organizations at the state level that have funds for that. So it helps freight the cost of the homeowner.
So right now, interest rates are hovering around 6%. How
So-
competitive are you with Habitat with that rate?
So with the interest rates, we do try to get the homeowners a package that will be kept comfortable to their income. So some of the, not with the regular mortgage companies like the banks, the regular banks, but we deal with credit unions that, help, low to moderate income families with their mortgages. So it'll be a little bit less.
Do you have anything there to give us an idea what the income guidelines are?
So what I can do is send you the income guidelines for our program. It does go by case-to-case basis with each construction project that we do. Of course, we are in several counties. So with Morris County, it only covers so many counties like Union, Essex County, Warren County. But then if we go to Middlesex County income bracket is a little bit higher than the area of Morris, Essex, and Union County. So it all depends on which county that we're building in, and then we will have to display those income levels for those counties. But I can tell you for the HUD guidelines, right now, our area median income for this location, Morris County, is $115,000. And just give you just a number for the four family person, for low income, their income is $53,000, up to $53,000, and then moderate is up to $83,000. So you can see the difference in the gap from 83 to 115, and from 53 to 115. These are the families that we are working with. And some of these families, again, they have two part-time jobs, or there's two adults in the household. One cannot work because they have smaller children. And instead of working because they're working to pay daycare, they just choose not to work and stay home and take care of the children while one person, adult, may be working two full-time jobs. So these are just like some of the, the instances that we're sharing.
So I love that you're placing these homes on Bennett Street. What are the price points on those? And are they 2 and 3 bedrooms, did I hear you say?
So on with Bennett, they're 1, 2, and 3 bedroom units. And the price range is from, there are low to moderate income families, mixed units in all 4 buildings. So for 1 bedroom, a low income family may be paying $90,000 for 1 bedroom, and that's low income. Our minimum income is $30,000 a year, because we don't want to set up our homeowners for failure. So the minimum has to be $30,000 a year to succeed to be a homeowner. But that person can only make up to maybe $42,000 a year. That's low. Now there might be one single person who is moderate. they can make up to $62,000 a year, but the minimum income still is $30,000. But that unit may run at 125. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I'm just giving the scenario between low and moderate. That number may be 125 for a unit for a moderate income single family person.
Now, are all your properties lottery, or how do you screen or get your clients once they?
So we do an application process. We market it to the counties that we serve, and we do a webinar. We do webinars, and then we just from COVID, we just did our first single in-person orientation at the Roxbury Library. So we do the orientation, which is mandatory. Then we send you an application. We give you 30 days to, bring back your application with all the supporting documentation. Again, the supporting documentation, just like a regular bank, out in the open market, we ask for your W-2s, your tax returns, your pay stubs, your bank statements, savings and check-ins, your 401k. If you're a veteran, we ask for your veteran preference. Of course, we ask for your social security, your license. Of course, with Morris Habitat, we do you have to be a U.S. resident or working resident of the United States to apply for our homes. Of course, we would like you to have permanent working history for 2 years, but we understand dealing with COVID, so we'll go back a couple of years, looking at your history. But if you did start working, within the last several months, we would like a letter from your employer stating, you just received a job, what is your income, and we can take that from there. But we request everyone of the ages of 18 years and older to supply all their financial information, because it's not, we just want to make it fair for those who actually need the affordable housing to get the affordable housing. We have had family members or families apply for several homes, and Mark could attest to this, 3, 4 times, 5 times, because they're looking, for, a home that they can call their own. Rent is very high, and they're just making ends meet just to pay the rent. So, Habitat is one of an opportunity for them for home ownership.
And one other question: can they have been a previous homeowner, and how long is their waiting period before they could actually get a home again?
Yes, they could have been a previous homeowner. We do pull your credit. They would have to have been a homeowner more than 2 years. And then also they cannot have an existing mortgage on their credit report. If they have an existing mortgage on their credit report, they would not qualify for our program.
Did anyone else have any other questions at this time? Or is there anything else that you'd like to share with us that you have not? This is an awesome presentation. Thank you. It gets right to the heart of the matter. The other thing was, are there income guidelines for staying in place as well? Criteria for getting that service with Mark.
Mark, I think you can answer that question.
Apologies, my phone just rang and distracted me. Could you repeat that?
Sure. Are there income guidelines and criteria to utilize your program staying in place and getting repairs and things like that?
Yes, the same income guidelines that apply to home ownership actually apply to us. The only difference is that typically we don't have to go through the same loan process. So, depending on what our funding availabilities are, we can come up with funding or work out an affordable cost for the people for their repairs.
Okay.
And Mark, do they have to have homeowners insurance for some programs?
Yes, that's a part of it that's necessary. They do need to have home ownership, homeowner insurance and also prove that they are, the owners of the home. So.
Now, are these mortgages, are they 30-year mortgages? Are they 40-year mortgages or?
These mortgages are 30 years. 30 years meaning that, the mortgage is affordable, but if they choose to pay more, they can, so they can own their home sooner. But the 30-year mortgage is less than 30% or less than their income that they can afford every month.
Okay,
So we don't want it to go over 30%.
okay, good, thank you. No, again, thank you. This has been a wonderful presentation. I have to, give you a hand clap on that.
Okay, my question is, you were talking about staying in your home, and Vanessa did ask the question about if you have a house and you need repairs, what is the process of getting that done?
Well, the process is fairly simple, actually. You would reach out to us and express your interest in what type of repair you would need. Again, our focus is on keeping people warm, safe, and dry. So we won't necessarily do repairs that are cosmetic, but we do want to do repairs that will help you be warm, safe, and dry. We have a fairly easy application process in which you go through and prove your income and talk about your home, what the problems are, etc. And once we have some basic information, we'll send out one of our home repair aging in place managers or coordinators to check out the issues and then see what we're able to do there. We'll develop a budget for the project, and then we'll work with you to figure out how the project can be funded. We have a number of different ways that it can be funded. So, we would try to find the best solution in each case. And from there, we would go ahead and either perform the repairs ourselves, or we would work with one of our subcontractors to get the job done. And really, it's just that simple.
And it does. What's the time limit? How much time does it take to do that?
It depends on each project individually. Some can be pretty significant. We've had some projects that have taken as long as a month to finish. We do work with volunteers sometimes, so the project will still be high quality. Might be a little bit slower than paying somebody at a market rate to do the repair. But on the other hand, the price is controllable at that point. Again, though, it really would depend on each project. For something like grab bars in your shower, that can be done in, just an afternoon, for example. So we really need to be able to evaluate the project in order to then, determine how long it would take. Sometimes the longest part of it is gathering up all the documentation that you need for your application, actually. So, in that case, we'll usually be looking for proof of income. If you're working or if you're retired, we'll be interested in receiving your Social Security letter, seeing how much you bring in monthly to see your yearly income. And then, apart from that, sometimes the paperwork for the homeowner's insurance, finding the deed of the home, different things like that. But all in all, it's not a very ominous process. It's fairly doable. And so usually as long as you want the repairs done, and it's within our scope of work, we can get it done.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Vanessa?
I'm here.
Okay.
So I think I have to just make sure everyone has the contact information. And I saw you have some lovely brochures in the Restore. And I don't know who all knows, but I volunteer in the Restore and I'm having a ball. It's a great workout too. I don't have to really, because you don't realize how many steps you're putting in. And I love the merchandise that you have there. And Blair has really signaled to allow them to price things even lower. And many of the items are new. That really blew me away, how you're getting new donations with furniture and things of that nature, or gently used items. I'm bringing them out of the warehouse and people are taking them right from me before I offload them sometimes. So I'm having a great time, and I will encourage others to volunteer, even if it's just 4 hours a month, one Saturday or 2 Saturdays out of the month, or any other day that they have available. And there are a lot of pleasant people. Everyone has just been so hospitable with my experience. I've been there like a month now, I guess, and really enjoy being there. And that's a part of this whole thing, because I guess it helps to generate income. And if you have gently used good items, you can donate it to Habitat as well. That's another thing that they have there. So do check out the restore, everybody. But I need to make sure that, again, we have your contact information. I can probably pick up some of those brochures, and I'm going to see if I can get you to come to our local churches and do a presentation. Maybe they can all get together as a community thing and see what you all have going here. Now, you did mention Bennett, and I'll let you go, since that's the closest property that everyone can identify with. I do recall you building some Habitat homes on Willow Street by our church there, Calvary Baptist Church. So
Yes, the duplexes. Yes.
Yeah. Now, are you still building duplexes?
So it all depends on what the property is, where and the architecture and what we can put on the lot. We just the Roxbury House that we just moved from the Roxbury High School was built at Roxbury by Roxbury High School students in this last 2 years, and that's a single family home. And we just moved it on its foundation in Landings. So that was great to see. This is our first time ever doing something like that. And it was moved in 2 parts. So the Roxbury High School students got hands-on experience in building a home. Plus this house, the homeowner could be in a house quicker. So it's, we're doing different versions. The Summit project is a panel build. Those are going to be shipped in too as well. So those are going to be put on foundation too, and it will get the homeowners in sooner than later than building, by brick and stick and mortar, piece by piece. So we're looking at, various ways to build homes quicker to get families in sooner.
So that's like a modular home.
Well, yes, the one in Landings, yes.
But you all put the modular together, or
they put the modular together. Yes, they did. But that modular will have a basement, a full basement.
Okay. Very nice.
That single family home. But please, I will share all the information with you. In our pipeline, we do have 120 homes. Of course, some of them will be duplexes. We will have, a community coming up. That's not soon, but within 2 years, we're going to have a community of 10 to 12 single family units in the Morris County area. So just be on the lookout. So every time we're starting our marketing, I definitely would share the information with you, Ms. Brown, and you can get the word out, to the states. We do accept applications outside the state of New Jersey. New York applicants do apply. Pennsylvania applicants do apply because they may work over here. So just be on the lookout for our information.
So from start to finish, typically, what is the average length of time for the process with purchasing a home? So somebody finds out about your organization, they love your home, your products and all, their credit is in order, they will start with you and complete the application. And how long is it typically if you have a product ready or about to?
So if we have a product ready, it is from the start to finish, 12 to 18 months. We always say 18 up to 18 months because of course we live in New Jersey. We don't know the conditions of the weather. Sometimes there might be construction delays, like COVID. You know, there was a lot of things that happened that we had to stop construction on. The state has shut down. We had to stop construction. So or logistics, materials were delayed, but normally it takes 12 to 18 months start to finish.
Okay. All right. Well,
More sooner than later. We've just been really knocking them out. 10 months, 12 months. So we've been doing pretty good, but we normally say 12 to 18.
Are you, okay, so with the single families and duplexes, you're building to suit, but with the townhomes and condominiums, you're building them and people are coming anyway?
Yes. So we don't build to suit. These are starter, we call them starter homes. They have neutral paint. Every starter home does have all the appliances furnished, washer and dryer, stove, refrigerator, hood range, microwave. So all those are come along with the home. It comes along with a homeowner's warranty for a year by Morris Habitat, and they have a new homeowner's warranty based on the units with their mechanicals, any electricals, anything that we put into the units. And just to let you know, all our homes, excuse me. All our homes, the mechanicals, electricals are all contractors, professionals.
Okay. All right. Well, I've kept you past your time. We said it'd be done by 8:30. It's a little past that, and I don't want to wear you out because we're going to definitely invite you back into some other venues as well. But this has been so wonderful. I've gained a lot more knowledge with regards to Habitat, and I'm sure the other participants or listeners have as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you, Blair. We look forward to forging a greater partnership with you all.
I think Blair got off the line, but I know she appreciates it.
Yeah, I appreciate it too. Well, thank you. And
thank you so much.
Have a wonderful summer, emerging summer, and I'll see you around.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. And thank you, Marcus.
Special thanks to the Morris County NAACP branch for ensuring that the community knows something about a very important issue, which is housing. And thank you to Habitat for Humanity for sharing information about how the housing process and also ways that residents can be informed and take advantage of some of these programs. We look forward to the information that'll be shared by Habitat for Humanity with the Morris County branch so that can be disseminated with the branch members. And also another piece of information that was shared, Habitat for Humanity is looking for board members. So if anyone is interested in being a part of that board, be sure to reach out to Habitat for Humanity, Morris County, New Jersey. So thank you so much for everyone who tuned in and for everyone who will partake in this recording. Thank you to Morris County President Vanessa Brown for always making sure that her members get the information that they need. Everyone have a great evening. And again, NAACP National Convention is July 14th through 20th in Atlantic City. You can go to naacp.org to register and to find hotels. Have a great night. Great summer, everyone.
Thank you.